The ability to influence people is the result of adding value to people. Adding value to a person is actually getting to know who they are as an individual. Number 3, anyone, and I repeat, anyone, can learn to intentionally add value to others. But you know that person in the office that you know doesn't like you, but nobody else really knows that they don't like you? Start adding value to that person. Once you can cross that bridge, then it's way easier to add value to everybody else. And again, that's probably just me. Number 4, therefore anyone can learn to influence more people. 5, influencing more people gives you a greater leadership lid. People is the result of adding value. Most of us have owned a dog or currently own a dog. Let's talk about adding value. When you when you get home, no matter what your dog did first thing in the morning, your dog could have used the bathroom on the floor. At the point in time that you're getting ready for work, yes, it's annoying. But 8, 9, 10 hours later when you're walking into the door and the first thing you're greeted by is that pet, that dog, do you remember that? No, you don't. Why? Because that dog is adding value to your life. The response that dog gives you is validating your existence at that moment. Because we go from this to, that's a good boy, you don't get that response out of any adult, anywhere else, anywhere in the world. You let a dog run up to you, drool on your nice clothes, fur everywhere, we don't care. We go into this weird person for a couple of seconds. Do you think that we can have that same reaction as we run up to our employees? Maybe not physically. How about, let's remove maybe. Got HR in the room. Physically, we can't do that. But metaphorically, you can. Employees walk by, how you doing? I'm fine. And that's it. As opposed to stopping what you're doing, making some eye contact, hey, how you doing? And you know that they're trying to sprint because they have 30 seconds before they have to get on the phone. But if they're your rep, I think you can control some of that to make a large. Whatever you accomplish will be restricted or propelled by your ability to influence yourself and others. As a leader or an up-and-coming leader, it's your responsibility to be able to see beyond yourself. I can't expect you to live my leadership style or walk down my leadership path. But what I can expect of you and what you should expect of yourself is that you have life experiences that not a person in this building has. It's that level of influence is going to increase as you begin to share your life experiences. The ability to influence others is difficult if you can't influence yourself. As crazy as this sounds, there are people in this building right now that can't look themselves in the mirror and tell themselves they're great. Having the ability to influence yourself is the most important goal as it relates to your beginning journey in leadership and increasing your influence. Because once you're able to do this, it's not what you're trying to do, leadership, it's who you are. You're a leader. It becomes part of your character. Then you're able to add value to others once you're able to add value to yourselves. You're able to add value to your family, which is very difficult because they know you from day one. And they will not call you out, give you feedback. Add value to your friends, your peers, and then once you're able to encompass this, it overflows into genuine leadership. See, we've all had those leaders, I'll speak for myself, I've had those leaders that weren't genuine. They got the position by way of education. I wasn't able to connect with them. When I had issues going on, did I share it with them? No, that's human nature. When things are going on, your people are going to come and talk to you. Your friends are going to come and talk to you. That friends at work, that's a pretty important question to ask on the U-count. And sacrificial success. See, in order to get to this expanded level of leadership, you're going to have to give up something here. That something could be having disdain for somebody. Giving up your inability to connect with others. Your inability to stop talking and listen. My dad used to always tell me, you have never learned anything that's come out of your mouth. That was his way of saying, shut up and say anything else will knock you out. At that moment, I learned 3 times later. Leadership ability is the lid that determines a person's level of effectiveness. The lower an individual's ability to lead, the lower the lid on his or her potential. So when I have an MSR that comes in here, and they were accustomed to making $65,000 a year, and that gets cut in half, and now there's problems at home, and then their spouse gets let go, and now they're down to 1 income in the household, and they're coming into work late because their car broke down because they can't afford to handle to either pay for gas or they can afford to do the oil changes in their car. We have a conversation, not in a campsite, not with pen in hand, but we have a heart-to-heart conversation. Because at that moment in people's lives, those are people that are walking in this campus as we speak. At that moment in those people's lives, they need to be lifted up. They need to have value added to who they are as a person. I don't care, it's not gender specific, male or female. That crushes people's morale. Leadership is so much bigger than what's on a keyboard, what's on a computer. It's so much bigger than no eye contact during conversation. It's so much bigger than not knowing the children's names of the people that you lead. It's so much bigger than not even knowing the favorite color of the person that you lead, or forgetting their birthday. Once again, there are so many people here that the only time their birthday gets celebrated is at one hotel. And sometimes as leaders, we forget that people don't always want to lead up to our position. And sometimes they struggle with being a person of influence. Sometimes we as leaders honestly struggle with being a person of influence. I tell the people closest to me, hey, I'm having a bad day. And then that's when they all rouse me and razz me and tease me and poke fun at me, but they do that because we influence each other. So things you can do to raise your lid. Number 1, value experience with reflection. Invest in training. Not monetarily, it could just be time. Number 3, find a mentor. Find a mentor that's not like you. Gender specific, ethnicity specific, educational specific. That way you get a diverse perspective and you get a different take on life. And you get those shared experiences. Number 4, do something beyond yourself. Volunteer. You learn so much through volunteering, it's ridiculous. And make a stop doing list. Things that you need to stop doing. You know what they are. Once again, my name is Dom Fawcett, and I thank you for your time. 20 minutes, you guys are good to go. I won't, I'll leave it right there.